An example of things going on at Signarum. And here we go. Is this?
I will restart because it's good. I think it's going slowly. Oh, scheiße. Yeah, we should. Because I'm afraid that we change the resolution in the meantime. That's what I. Okay, now we are on mirror on. That's not correct. Okay, we get it.
Okay. Okay, this is just a short
Here.
glimpse of what we did. For example, for me in this project was quite interesting to work with bird watchers and sound artists and different people from the art field. And it was a concert. It was also an installation, so people could walk and explore things going on. So, Matchpoint, as we started, was a 3-day event for 30 audiences, 30 people who could join after they applied for being chosen as an audience. So in this case, we addressed people, said, okay, you can apply for being chosen as an artist, and then if we take you, you can become part of it, and you will get something very luxury. You would get a 30 minutes one-to-one performance just for yourself, just alone, without any audiences. And so we had 30, I invited 30 artists from different fields of the art, and each of the, and plus 10 artists, performance artists from England. And I can show you some images. Here we are. What they got is this 30-minute performance, and they made their appointment maybe at 1 o'clock. So from 1 to 1:30, they were oh, what did you do, Marek? No, it's not so important. You can also see it here. So we created a very intense experience for them. They got a whole coverage taking 1.5 hours for each of them, because they had their appointment, and before this appointment with the artist, they could join other one-to-one performances made by those British artists. But the main thing was this intense encounter with one artist. And I matched them because I knew about their preferences and knew about their experiences. So I could guess what artists could fit to any of those audiences. And what interested us was how deep people wanted to go into this experiencing of art. And it was very exciting also for the artist, because he or she didn't know whom I would invite for them. And yeah, so this went very well. And for me, also the stories that we got from audiences were very, very interesting, because they showed us that people are not just interested in having an event or in some flat, easy listening experiences, but they really wanted to go into existential questions through art. And this was surprising for me to really listen to all those different colors that people chose to describe their experiences. So we learned absolutely new aspects from audiences that we never would have dreamt of. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was extremely nice. So we continued with several other Matchpoint events, focusing. There was more talks with people in the art field, be it from the opera, from the normal, so-called normal high potential art makers to the off scene. And we always invited groups of audiences to talk about those experiences. And now what we are planning here in Kraków is, but I think then I paused it for a while. And after we spoke together, I found it very interesting and thanks of your invitation, the stimulus came again to revitalize the idea and to further develop it. So Franciszek will be invited to come to Munich, has a stipend at the Villa Waldberta, that's the residency house from the cultural department of Munich. And we will repeat this specific way of doing Matchpoint that we explore here in Munich with German audience. Now here we have Polish audiences, very interesting, and I'm very thankful for for the letters that we got already. Very interesting insights of aspects of what people want with art, what they are looking for, what they are maybe even longing for in art. So, and we will have that in German, and then we will continue with it with different artists who are willing to further develop it, just like Francis did. And what we have in mind here is Francis will and can describe it much better than me, but I will just give you an oversight, a brief description of it. We have on Thursday, tomorrow, and on Saturday. Thursday we start with 30 minutes event with 3 people on a stage where they meet František, and where their brainwaves will be taken by this device.
Yes, by this device.
And we created individually, out of the text that we got, František created individual basis material for the sounds those people will hear, and I created specific questions for them. And those questions will be projected, so visible for the audience and visible for the person on stage. And the audience will see, hello. Will hear the thoughts of a person reflecting upon art. This is about it, how it is going to be. On Saturday we will have it a little bit more open. Konrad made the call more open for new possible participants on Saturday, so people can still send us their ideas about or their experiences as audiences, and we will continue to individualize the material, the questions, and the sound material. And this will be the basis on Saturday, but then on Saturday we will also allow random audiences to take part. So then we won't have individual questions, but we will have basic questions for them. And yeah, maybe František, you want to describe how it works?
Yes, so the main idea is to allow audience member to generate sounds by one's brainwaves. So this device is well known in the field of sound art, and what it does, it measures some specific parameters of brain's activity, and mainly it is capable of capturing concentration, relaxation or meditation if you like, and some fluctuations called raw data, which are connected with strong impulses, strong emotion or rapid movement of eyes or strong mimics. This gives a very specific bump of this parameter. And when it comes to Matchpoint, the idea is that audience member will generate sounds by his thoughts and emotions while looking at questions which were prepared by for the project. So maybe a few words about this.
We can connect it with my computer as well, or you want to show your own patches?
Maybe fine. Just whoever it works.
That was only the proposal to show it on the screen. You know, that was. But we can.
Oh, now it crashed. It actually crashed at the moment, so I need like 5 minutes to relaunch it.
You can check it on this. Perhaps it's crashed too.
No. This is
Why
because
not?
I just plugged it on my head while the patcher is running, so this is what happens sometimes. So a few minutes.
We have two choices because I have also the software on my mobile.
It should run. Thanks for your patience.
I think we can stop this here. Put on the light again. Conrad, if you. Oh, no.
Not too far.
So before we all fall asleep.
Yes.
Some light.
But maybe we have some other parts of the project also.
Yeah. Well. What I wanted to ask you in the end, but we can do this earlier. I wanted to ask you to write down questions. One question, each of you, if you want. A question that you would ask if you were an audience member and you are artists. So you also have the second question that you want to ask an audience member. So if you want to do this, I would be thankful. So you just write me one question as an audience and one question as an artist. And
who
we
is
are happy to include them in the project.
Who is the target?
The target is just no. It depends on who you are. It's if you ask the question as an audience, you are questioning those artists that you are normally dealing with. You know, I don't know what you are, what you're in what kind of art. So yeah, what you want to know from the artist, and what more interesting for me, because you all are working in the field of art itself, is what you wanted to know from possible audiences, because you don't know who your audience will be. You know, yeah, I don't know what you're doing, but you probably don't know, and I hope that you don't know them. So this was my idea for the end of the session. But if you're ready?
I'm ready, yes.
Okay, so you keep it in mind and please do it later.
So what we have now, first things first. Now this table is a speaker,
The speaker,
so
yes.
the sound quality is not.
Is correct.
It's correct. Yes. And this patcher is like example patcher where three parameters are captured simultaneously. So the raw data, which is responsible for those rapid emotions like eye movements.
Blinks.
Yes.
Right.
And we have also deeper layers which are governed by concentration and meditation. I have a problem with my ear today, so I'm not sure whether it's... We have deeper fields, like low sounds, which are governed by concentration.
We don't believe you.
But as you can see, the interaction, like it crosses now, stops the process as I blink. So this is the key thing, and this is what we present now. It's like a test patcher, which just shows the idea. And for tomorrow we have specific patches for each audience member determined or derived from their preferences.
Don't you afraid? Are you not afraid that the result will be very similar?
Very different ideas are used in different patches and different sounds, so I think we'll see. But
Can we check it? Can we share it now, for example?
But I don't want it to crash, so I will shut down it and then relaunch. Okay, someone is brave to check.
Yeah, well, I'm interested, but maybe there are nice ladies around you.
Okay.
Also to check whether it is changing because of the sex, female or male,
It has to be on your ear.
which is a part of the science, that there are different changes between female and male
Really?
on certain. Yes, that's why
Now we have to see whether brain is
they're
detected.
really out of our thoughts, out of our
For now, not
independent.
Not yet. No brain detected.
Not yet, not yet.
Nothing. Nothing.
But do you have touch?
Hmm.
I have no brain.
Yes. It seems like that. No, we have no signal yet. Maybe take a seat here. No signal.
It's okay.
Okay. Should be actually okay. Relaunch it. It's not working actually.
Well,
So this
so
is the main.
then we can return to our talks
Now,
from this.
yes, just a second, and it should.
Uh-huh.
Something is wrong. It's not. You know, it's not on your. It's not sticking actually. This
That's
is
why
not-
I was
yes.
thinking that it's not sticking here.
Your head
Good
is-
enough.
yeah, too small. No, really, because if it's not really connected to your,
Ah, okay.
yeah, it loses signal. Now we're almost there, but okay. Yes.
It's not working.
It will.
It's perfect for our series of failed concerts.
Okay. Let's check. Blink your eyes. Much different.
Yeah.
After restart is different.
It's wonderful, very stable. Which makes me a bit concerned. Because in my case the blinks were very hard and it even stopped the process, and now it's
But
very
you have a
slow.
male brain. It's harder. I think it's okay. I think for me,
Whose brain you have? Tell
Maybe
us.
we shall
Strange
try again
brain.
with other, okay? Because it was
new brains.
it was completely
Let's
different.
exchange brains.
Let's change brain.
I mean, it's really good for the test for tomorrow to have this experience. That's good. That's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
To see what difficulties might occur.
Okay,
Okay, thanks.
someone wants?
So this is something that normally makes me very nervous because I'm I'm a theater director. I was working in theater for 10 or 15 years. I was the master of concise plans. And then I started working with chance operations, and it really made me crazy. But sometimes the results are wonderful. But you have to stand. You have to stand it.
No, I'm still the same. I'm still the same.
You're thinking already?
Yeah, I'm still on the same line. You know, I wear this device so many times that it's like a natural implant.
Yeah, but we have poor signal.
Yes,
Yes.
Pure signal.
pure,
signal.
pure,
Pure. Can't be
Maybe you're
pure.
too
poor,
far.
poor,
Poor.
pure, clean, pure signal. No, to be honest, I know what it is, but I will
Now
not
it's
tell
better.
the others. No, there's a Bluetooth communication, which is the problematic is a thin gear, the chip which is inside, which sometimes crashing the different systems, and it's like a problem. So the next one is to buy a Wi-Fi version, because the Bluetooth version is really tricky, especially for Windows. You spend a lot of time to make it working. Even
Yes,
the
but
part
now
of
it
the
seems to have signal. It just lasts about 1 minute to establish the communication. Now we should
okay,
have
and I don't hear the
Yes,
sound, which
for-
is my specialty, because I love
Yes.
silence.
just to
Well, I trust all those things, you know. Look, this is so clear.
Okay. For me, I think this is enough. It's enough. I mean, we know how.
Because
it
then
works
we'll
and
be
what
tired tomorrow.
That will be so. We I think it's interesting to have the differences, to hit differences. So I'm very excited how it will sound tomorrow, because there will be the additional individual sound. So I think what we will see tomorrow is a kind of a meditation. So I will tell you how it will look like. We will have Franciszek and the audience member on stage. The audience with back to the audience, facing the questions. And then we have a spot, and then it starts the sound, and we have the changes, and the changes coming possibly together with the questions. So I think you as an audience, you will watch someone thinking, and you will hear him thinking or her. And I think this is a kind of an interesting internal cinema going on in each of them, because each of the audience will also answer automatically those questions. Okay, this is what it will be tomorrow, and we will see how it works. And yeah.
But answering the question, very different sounds were produced during those three short presentations.
Well, even it will be the same, it will be also nice.
Yes, but this
Okay.
was the question, whether I'm concerned with the similarities of the outcome. So as we could see, this was very different in each case.
But the material was the same. The base.
The patcher was the
patcher
same.
was
The patcher was the same, but
fantastic. Good. Really.
But we have to say, when we talk about technical side of that, all signals come from this thing and this, and they capture the activity of the brain. But on the other hand, the differences, for example, the placement on the forehead, also makes a difference. So, for example, we had three compositions outplayed. And they were determined by differences in brain activity, but on the other hand, they were also
Skin
determined
resonance.
by the place it was connected on the forehead. So we have to keep it in mind that it's brain, but it's also the physicality of the whole situations with which creates
The head
the unit.
topography.
Yes,
It's,
the head topography is very
yes.
crucial.
And it depends not only on the place, but also the skin's resonance. It's very much better because the system is adjusting itself. It's captured a certain resonance, then the certain level of the voltage. That's why it takes the thin gear, the chip, so long. And finally, it assigned the range of working. So in each time, it's different. That's also coming from my experience. So there was a lot of but going back to the main.
Good. So what we can do now is I would like to hear what you think of that.
Mhm.
So maybe we can discuss a little bit also
Mhm.
about your experiences in this relationship between how you think how important it's for you. Because I know artists who are not interested in audiences at all
Uh-huh.
and say, okay, I'm doing my work and
There are the others. When somebody watch me in a bad way, I'm just completely collapsed and I cannot play any more longer on the stage.
well,
which
so we could talk a little bit. I could also tell you a little bit about other examples of what those performances were looking like and what happened there. But maybe as we don't have so much time now, for me it would be much more interesting to hear you.
Mhm.
But it's free to you. So
Okay.
maybe, and don't forget, please, nobody leaves the room without writing down her sentence.
So should we give the paper, or do you have a paper, or we should remember only?
No,
in
paper
our
or
mind?
iPhone or any device is possible where you can write something.
Okay.
I'm always working with pressure with my students, so but probably you are different. So I would say nobody leaves the room,
Uh-huh.
but maybe you're more liberal here in Poland. So we are those strong Germans. But there are papers lying there, so
Yeah, we can.
so we distribute the sheets for the test. No, please, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Or remarks or whatever you have.
I don't want to start.
No, please don't.
Okay.
Tell me, what are you doing? Are you all studying here? You are all in the field of sound art. Are you? Or not? Or who are you?
Quickly introduce
Maybe it
yourself.
would be interesting to know a little bit of where you come from and what you.
So right now, I think most of us are Erasmus students.
Okay.
Not most of us. So for me, I know 4 of us.
Okay.
For this part.
Yeah.
Okay.
This part is.
Yeah, and for me, it is just like I'm coming from Germany.
From where?
From Germany.
From Germany.
Yeah, from Krefeld. I'm studying there at the University of Applied Science, Hochschule Niederrhein. And yeah, usually I'm doing like communication design.
Mm-hmm.
But for example, last semester I did an audiobook, so I just got in contact with the audio, and as I heard from the audiosphere courses here, I just wanted to join them, and yeah, just to check out what's possible.
And they're intensively joining us because we have the main event now, Audio Art, which is just
Yeah.
what we are talking about.
And the others. Who are you?
I'm from Italy and I'm an Erasmus student at ASP as well.
Okay.
And I study media design, so sound design is a part of it, but a small part.
In Italy.
Yes. Now I'm studying in Kraków, but in Italy I study in Milan.
But normally sound design is a part of media design.
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
It's one semester, so it's a small part of it.
That's good
But-
because I'm also teaching media design, but we don't have sound art. Yeah, it's a mistake.
I think it's not everywhere, but
Yeah, but it's
I think it's
good to have that.
important. So
And
I'm.
Eva and
Yeah, and I'm from Slovakia.
Yeah.
I'm Erasmus student too, so we are colleagues. And I'm studying graphic design in home at my university. I focus mainly on graphic design and maybe industrial design, interior design, but there is also a studio of audio art or sound art. so it's very interesting. And I also like intermedia and new media, so it's very interesting for me.
Mhm. Teresa.
Okay. I come from Italy, and I'm here for Erasmus traineeship in Kraków. Here in the Academy of Music. I'm graduated in flute and also in musicology. But my course of musicology is something more like composition and analysis and other. And I'm very interested about the world of contemporary music and experimental music and the interaction of arts.
Okay.
Franek.
Oh, my name is Franciszek Raczkiewicz. I study composition here. I'm from Poland. I'm doing a PhD actually at the moment. And this is it.
Mhm. And you are also pianist. I should remind
A little
them
bit.
because we are introducing so to be, you know, they're really on the mainstream of the music activity.
Mhm.
So they are also performers, which is sometimes quite important to mention.
Yeah.
When you are musically educated.
Nice device that you have here for your.
Oh, this is just iPhone and a Chinese
Yeah, it's nice.
cheap Chinese
Cheap, yeah.
stand, you know. I'm streaming you all live with some reflection on Facebook, on Twitter, or okay.
You wanna?
Edita.
Intermedia. I'm from here, from Poland.
Yeah.
Intermedia, Academy of Fine Arts.
Okay. Intermediate.
Intermediate, we are, yeah.
Wow. Where
Yeah.
can you say this?
Academy of Fine Arts.
Oh, okay.
Didn't I tell you? Because I teach also there. We have the intermediate department of fine music, and we have an audiosphere, a lot of
Interesting.
activity.
We don't
There.
have that in
Daniel.
I came from Hungary, where we have the department in the same name, Intermedia,
Uh-huh.
but the character is different, and we we don't have nothing to connect with sounds or voices or anything what we can hear. So it's more concentrate to nowadays for video and performances and
But video with a soundtrack, perhaps.
yes.
I always remind, you know, because we are working with the video, and in all cases there's a sound there.
Yeah.
But it's so naturally integrated that nobody tell about the sound in many cases. Yes, this is also something, you know, especially on those
So
very
we can-
advanced
we can-
video courses.
We can
Okay,
we can work with sounds, but we don't have a teacher or lecture for it.
Mhm.
Okay.
We cannot consultate. If we want to real consultation, we need to go to another university without credits.
Mhm.
So
Okay,
just,
okay,
just like
okay.
here, to the
Mhm.
we have the same academy like here for music
And we are in the studio of electroacoustic music, which is also another focus, which is typical for most academics composition faculty structure.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is,
yeah, okay.
you know,
Mm.
But we also deal a lot with media arts here.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the focus. Marysia.
Yeah, my name is Marysia. I'm from Kraków here, and I'm studying at intermediate department at the Academy of Fine Arts as well as DITA. And I'm doing my master degree right now, and mostly I'm interested in the relation of sound and architecture, and mostly focusing on the visual side of it. But yeah, I'm trying to find relation. So
Mhm.
this is
Okay.
my idea for my master degree.
Okay, that's interesting. Very interesting. Mhm. Do you wanna add something?
I'm here from Italy as well. I'm here for an installation in Radio Art Festival.
Oh, you did an installation.
Yeah, in
Ah, okay.
Montenegro. So I was here for 1 month working.
Okay.
I can stay here for some time.
Which one is it? Or is it still running?
Like with robots and stars and sound from star data.
Uh-huh.
At Bunkier Sztuki.
It's still
Called Stella. It's still
running.
there,
Okay,
yeah,
good. I will.
It's called Stellar.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you think is?
And what about Konrad?
Konrad,
He's so low that
sorry,
you know.
sure. Sure. Please.
What can I say? I'm Marek's slave.
At the moment,
For the time of the festival, the rest of the year I try to be independent. I'm
Which is
interested
easy,
in
so the whole
soundscape,
year without
sociology,
2 weeks.
silence, everything starting with S. I don't know if it has something to do with it. Yeah, but
No, Konrad, but you are the excellent sound artist, also known with many labels, with many projects, and that's really great what he's doing with the sound environment and landscapes. You are part of the
I'm an
Institute for
organizer and I
Sound.
also do something. So I quite often I am on the both sides, organizer, creator, or the audience. I change my role. So that's why also this project Matchpoint is interesting for me, because I always deal with the expectations or reactions of the audience.
Perhaps nobody from you knows that Konrad was running the Asheberia Club on Kazimierz with the very advanced programs for years. And there were like Arteteca, there were many series, different series.
I organize a cycle of sound-related events. It's called Musicotherapia, music therapy. It's been 6 years, but at the beginning it was very regular, and right now it's just maybe 5 times per year. But yeah, that's how we met. Marek was organizing something big, I was organizing something small, and somehow we connected.
And Konrad also prepared some bonus material for the 2 events of Matchpoint. We are not telling what it is, but that will be a surprise. An extra.
And it will be shown on Saturday, mostly, yes?
No, yeah, probably, because we don't have so much time. A little bit, maybe.
But the evening at Bukiesztuki and
is a little bit.
Saturday it would be still some extra space.
We have some.
Okay.
Good. So, yeah. Well, what would you think? How important is this issue for you?
You should say.
Is it important to care about the audience, to try to address them somehow, or do they have to find a way wherever?
As for me, I would like a more liberal attitude. I would maybe leave my audience to interpret the art in their own way. I wouldn't make them feel something or somehow. Maybe I would suggest the way they should feel or the way they should think about the art, but I would leave them free.
Sure. But before you have them, probably you need to address them somehow. Or this plays also a role, how to address them and how to to learn from them. Do you think this? So I can tell you, because probably this all issue has to do with my background as a director. Because when I direct something in theater, it always is important for me, it's always important that the communication starts. Because it's wonderful to watch this communication, this process. Because the process is much bigger than the art itself. Because I can direct a wonderful play, but without an audience, this would be difficult, because there is an add-on. If someone laughs or reacts, or even if they there are the different aspects of the response. We had, for example, this is absolutely valuable for me. So I was always very much interested in visiting my own show, to sit there in the last row and see what takes place, if there is a common kind of breathing or how, And because this can be very, this can create something new that you haven't thought of. And this thing, to take audiences seriously with their impact, that first came to me when I was working with chance operations. I once did a theater play on a street where I put the audience in a store with a wonderful red theater curtain in front of the window. And then after the window, the curtain opens, the audiences were just seen out of the street, just passers by, cars, blah blah. And I had some musicians playing some improvised music, just like in a silent movie. You have the
Yeah, he seems very, very wise. Very. I don't know. He was an old man, so maybe he got very, very much experience in his life. I just really like the feeling of that. So just like I just imagine for myself maybe being in some years older, sitting there with maybe a glass in my hand and thinking about my life, maybe looking like him right now in that portrait.
Yeah. Thank you. So I think we probably have to.
5 minutes, but okay, we can stop.
I think we could stop now so that you have some time to write. No, if you don't want to, you don't have to. But yeah, it would be nice to have some things of you. Maybe you want to join the performance, and we can continue this process. You can also send Konrad, or Konrad. How could one get into touch with?
I made an event on Facebook, so that's the easiest way to just write through audio art web page on Facebook. If someone wants to join, because yeah, like we have 4 people then definitely, and 3 people will perform tomorrow, and on Saturday we have only Eva for now. She responded. She responded, and yeah, we decided we could have few more people, so you can also write to me, and I think most of you have my email or just through Facebook.
We can also announce it again tomorrow during the opening of the Matchpoint Kraków, also for the audience, and we can express it clearly that that's also the casting for them.
Yes.
We open a casting, Matchpoint casting.
Okay, we do. Good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
See you again.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Yes, please. Interesting. This is the difficult to read. That's why it's interesting.
No, it's easy.
Zatkało mi się ucho akurat, kurde, pierwsze w życiu.
No to nie przeszkadza przecież.
No w ogóle.
Tylko nie słychać. To nic nie słychać. Z jednej strony.
Kurde, na piątek dopiero lekarza.
Ja gdzieś miałem takiego fajnego, świetnego lekarza.